All right, we are
Hello.
live. We're going to hang out for just a few 15 seconds, 30 seconds or so, and allow people to join in as we kicked off here just a few seconds early. But excited for our weekly topic today. Madison and I have been talking about this for a really long time and have been really digging into some data over the last few weeks and months. And like we shared in the post, we it affirmed some hypotheses and theories that we had, surprised us in a few ways. So we're really excited to share all of that with everyone as well.
Yeah, I think I saw the power of working in such a small, close-knit team in this because it started just with a couple ideas of and like spitballing hypothesis, and then we were like, well, why don't we turn this into a case study? And then we got to really use everybody's skills across the board
Yeah,
um, in this case study. So it was fun to kind of see it come to fruition.
yeah, it was a great idea, and I'm super excited about the findings. And now that we can take it out, and share it publicly, we've got it put together, and it looks nice and is more of a presentable kind of analyzed format. It's going to be exciting to talk about.
Before we jump in, can I share maybe one of our biggest hypotheses that we thought was going to happen that
Yeah,
didn't?
absolutely.
So before we get into the actual case study, I guess I'll share what we thought we all kind of hypothesized was going to happen, and we don't see happening in our data, which is wild. Is that we all kind of thought that the AI overviews that were popping up in search, especially in Google, were going to put Google ads out of business. We were like, we thought they were going obsolete. We thought all paid traffic was going to be sort of just in decline, and we did not see that, and we are pretty surprised with what we did find. So
Yeah.
that's kind of our biggest hypothesis that was proven wrong.
So I'm going to jump in from that point, and as Madison shared and what we've talked about a little bit is we really over the last probably year and a half to 2 years have really been looking at how ChatGPT and AI is impacting search performance, and we were kind of theorizing around how the things that Google were doing with AI could potentially like really hinder the performance of paid search. And so after talking about it, we started really noticing very significant trends in our clients in their organic activity as well as paid activity last summer. And so we really started to pay attention to it. And in first quarter of this year, we took all that data, we compiled it, and we did kind of our own internal research study, if you will, where we really wanted to understand what was happening in a larger scale instead of just looking at one-off clients and talking to clients individually about what we were seeing, but we wanted to pull it all together. So that is what we did. And so we're going to share kind of our top three takeaways from that study, and we're going to try to do it in 10 minutes. And then we have some information that we will share and make available to all of you at the end of this little chat, if you will. So Madison, I know you were the one that was actually like in it, working with Lisa, trying to figure out like what were the trends, pull all the data, analyze the data. So what were the 3 points that really surprised you the most? When looking back, we went back to when Google Analytics tracked off or ticked off because that prior to that is really not apples to apples comparison. So we really went back to July of 2023 all the way through December of 2024. So an 18-month window.
Yep. Oh yeah, we went through so we are I think we went through May of last year because they are yeah through December 2024. So what happened was that Google released that AI in May of 2024, those AI overviews, and so we went, yeah, like Karina said, about a whole year and plus some months in order to get data on how that directly is impacting our clients. And so we looked at our we took a small chunk of our highest performing clients, or ones that had the most consistent performance and were with us throughout the duration of that time. And with that, we found, I think, I'll just pull out three major topics because, again, this is a way bigger topic than 10 minutes. And I'm just going to pull up, we will share the link as well after this, but I'm just going to pull up some of the visual aids we have on our case study here. So you can access that at any time you want as well. But the number one first thing we found was that, so we kind of took this in two directions. We went, how is this impacting organic search and SEO, and what do we need to do with SEO to stay on top of that? And then what's happening in paid search and in Google Ads. And so our first biggest surprise, I guess this one I don't think was as surprising to us, but organic traffic is on this on average is on a steady decline. And this is again from May 2023 to December 2024. So you just see that organic search is just kind of on the steep decline. And that's really a big part of that is because people are getting a lot of their learning without having to click onto websites. They're doing it either in a search in AI and getting information from your website that way, or they're getting those little AI overviews and not needing to click as much. And so we're seeing this happen. And our big takeaway from that is just as now is really the right time to be making sure that your SEO is strong, that you can inform those AIs, and that people are still being able to find and rank in your website. The second thing that we found, this is our paid search trends. And so this is, like I said at the top of the meeting, is the one we were the most surprised by, because we kind of thought we were going to be seeing that same thing that we were seeing happen in organic search. As you see here, around May 2024, when those AI overviews came out, we actually saw a big jump and what this is tracking is new users, session duration, and total sessions from paid traffic in GA4. And so you can see, we really thought right around May 2024 we were going to see this a decline, but this jump is what this means for us. Or do you want to get into what that means a little bit, Karina?
Yeah, just really quickly, what we're taking away from this is that while there was a decline in PPC and paid search click activity and new sessions as a result of that, in the last summer, kind of summer and fall period, it really has started to come back, and people are clicking on the ads. And what we're seeing though is that cost per click is increasing at a higher rate than the actual click activity. So we're seeing a pretty steady incline of about 10 to 15% in cost per click activity, but we are starting to see those clicks and those sessions and things come back as a result of it.
Yep. Yeah. So that kind of jumps ahead. I'm just going to make one
Oh,
more
sorry, I
point
jumped
on
ahead
this.
on you.
That's okay. It's all kind of or I'm not going to try to say the word. I was just going to say it all kind of blends together. But the thing that we see right with paid search is people, because they're getting more informed in those general early searches, they're asking, maybe if they're looking for a particular brand, they're going to ask a general question and be a little bit more informed about that topic or their brand. So when they do click on your ad or they do come to your website, what we're seeing here is it's more engaged traffic. They're spending more time on your site. They're more likely to convert. They're more likely to click around. And so it's actually, this is our big surprise, is we're starting to see a lot more qualified leads coming into the paid section once they've already gone through some of their initial searches and been informed through AI.
I think you're
And then that does bring us back to the CPC conversation. What we're seeing in Google Ads is that CPCs are starkly on the rise.
yeah.
But yeah, so what we're seeing in Google Ads, kind of that same trend where we're seeing more qualified, we're seeing more clicks, more impressions. They are at a higher rate. Unfortunately, the game is just getting, it's really competitive, and it's kind of a pay to play, unfortunately, with paid search and Google Ads. But thankfully, we do have that data to show it is bringing in qualified leads.
And we do have the chats open, so whichever platform you are joining us from, you can log in, you can ask questions, throw it at us. We've got a couple minutes left here. But we do have all these resources available as well. So there is, we'll throw a link up here in the chat, but there is a full blog that's written and a couple of case studies, one that's specific to organic activity, one that is specific to paid search. And in the blog in particular, there's also some like tips, like helpful things of what you can do for your brand and your organization to kind of offset some of the things that are happening in that organic world and in that space, and how you can better show up on not just on Google and on Bing and on Microsoft, but also how you can show up a little bit better within the chat searches or the AI searches, the perplexities and the GPT search. So just making sure that you've got those tips and suggestions available to you there as well.
Yep, and I just realized it looks like it's not letting me post the link um, into LinkedIn for some reason. So I will go in and make sure in the event, wherever you're seeing this right now, there will be a link shared in there to our AI case study. You can also just go to the resources on our website. It's that first one there. Oh yeah, it looks like it is working now, but maybe not for LinkedIn. So I will follow up. I'll switch over platforms and send that over to you
Sure.
now. But yeah, but thanks for joining. Like Karina said, this is a way bigger topic. There's so many, when you really get into the solutions or what you can do to kind of combat this data, that blog is a great resource, or we will, be open to talking about that again in the future. But it's a really big sort of ongoing topic.
And I'm sure you will hear more from us if you follow any of our social media or follow our newsletter. We will be sharing a lot more details and going deeper into each one of these throughout the coming months.
But yeah, but
Awesome. Thank you.
thanks for your interest in the topic. I just commented our link to our case study in the LinkedIn event. So if you're not seeing that in this live video for some reason, you can find it there, just right on the event page.
All right. Have a wonderful day.